Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me on another episode of Read Me Live. I am your host, Sharifa Hardy, and if you are here tuning in to the shows that we have, you know it's been an incredible day. We've done quite a few different shows, so this show is not going to be any less amazing. We're going to learn a lot about Patrick Boylan on revolutionizing music education with MuseFlow. Good afternoon, Patrick. How are you?
Good afternoon. I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm excited. I like I was saying a little bit prior to the show starting that I launched my first podcast in 2009. And one of the things that happens with me is I get bored easily. I get bored very easily because how many times can you sound excited about somebody who, I do website design. Oh, I'm an accountant,
Oh, I know. Yeah. Yeah.
But when I saw MuseFlow, I'm like, wait a minute. This is different. This is something different. So Patrick, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us about MuseFlow.
I'm a pianist and singer here in Los
Okay.
Angeles, and
Okay.
I created MuseFlow about maybe 4 years ago with a good friend of mine who's a music educator. He's a piano teacher.
Okay.
And since we both play piano, I came to him and I was like, I have this really interesting idea for a music app.
Mm-hmm.
And it teaches you through sight reading, the act of reading music at first sight. Instead of songs, it gives you an infinite amount of music at a very specific level, and you have to like beat 4 phrases in a row at 95% accuracy to complete the level. And he's like, Pat, I've literally been thinking about this too.
Oh,
And I'm like,
wow.
wait, seriously? And he's like, yeah, my teaching style needs to change.
Mm-hmm.
I've been teaching the same way for decades.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's bored and they don't, the success rate is incredibly small. And then we ended up doing some research on this. And it turns out, yeah, the success rate of learning an instrument and then either becoming semi-professional or professional is like an incredibly small percentage, let alone the people that just continue playing after high school.
Okay.
And so it's an 85% drop off after high school.
So people take it in high school, they take a course, maybe they need an elective, maybe they are interested in something for the moment, but then when they become adults and they start adulting, they put that down and they move on to something else.
Yeah.
Patrick, one of the things that I always talk about, because people often ask about tarot and reading the cards, and it's something that I love. But one of the examples that I say is some people are more naturally gifted at some things than others. So were you someone who, you were playing the piano at 1, you know what I mean? Or were you someone who you took it in high school maybe, and then just studied and studied, and then you were like, you know what, maybe this is what I want to do with my life?
Well, I took 8 years of private lessons and I hated every second of it. I was not a good student. No, I was terrible. I didn't like the fact that I had to learn these terrible, boring songs. And I had to repeat these phrases, these pieces over and over and over to boredom. And then ultimately to perfection to be able to pass the level. Okay. Or pass the lesson. Right. And then go on to the next song and do the same repetition over and over and over, just repeating the same stuff over and over. So yeah. I barely got anywhere in 8 years. My parents had to ground me because I wasn't practicing.
Oh, wow.
And so they were really diligent about it. They told me at the beginning, they're like, Pat, it's a lifelong journey learning an instrument. And I said, I'm game. And I was like 8 when I started. Like, what do I know about it?
It sounds good.
It sounds fun. I want to do it. Lifelong journey. So great. Lo and behold, it was just not fun for me. No. And so then I started getting into my own sort of practice routine. I opened up my parents' sheet music. They had a bunch of scores, musical theater scores. So I opened up their music and I found little bits that I really enjoyed playing, just little phrases. And then I closed the book and I improvised around that phrase. I put that phrase in different contexts. I put it in the left hand. I put it in the right hand. I slowed it down. I sped it up. I inverted it. I played it backwards. I played it in a different time signature, in a different key. Like there's so many things that you can do with a little bit of music, right?
Okay.
And so I really fleshed it out and I was like, wow, that was so fun and very flow. And I thought, okay, so I kept doing that over years and years and years. cut to college, I was the only that could play piano. And all of my cohort was like, Pat, I want to practice this song. I want to audition with this song. I want to, can you play it for me? And I was like, sure, throw it in front of me. Let's see what I can do.
Okay.
Never seen the song before. And I could actually play the song. And I realized that it wasn't perfect at all, but I was not messing them up. They were able to follow me.
Okay.
I was like, well, how is this possible? I've never seen the song before.
Mm-hmm.
Then I realized what I was doing over those course of the years, the little small bits, putting them in different contexts. Whenever I saw one of those bits in a song that I'd never seen, I was able to replicate it because I had fleshed it out in all of those different contexts, right? And then I'm an actor, I'm a singer, I play piano out here. Like I do a bunch of stuff like that here in LA. And I realized, when I was out here, I was like, maybe there's a way to kind of port my way over into an app. Maybe other people can benefit from it. And it turns out, yeah, they can. This iterative flow state, always changing, never repeating sort of practice is very beneficial and seems to be really catching on.
It's very interesting, and I love your passion for it. But I just want you to know, almost all of what you said just went way over my head. But no, it wasn't that you didn't explain it right. You did, but then you were like, and then I went backwards and forwards, and I'm like, I didn't even know you could do all that stuff. Yeah. I've never tried to play the piano. I've tried a couple of instruments, but I played the flute primarily.
Very cool. Okay.
But never the piano. So the part that I think I really got lost, and I think I want to expand on for our audience, is when you were talking about playing the music for other people and all they gave you was a song. So what part of the song did they give you? Did they just give you a title, or did anything other than, what did they give you?
They gave me the sheet music for it.
Oh, yeah. So they gave you the sheet music for it.
The sheet music for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Has a title, composer, has a time signature, all of the other markings on it,
Okay.
And of course the sheet music. We call that Western notation,
Okay.
And so there are many different cultures that have different ways of writing sheet music, but ours that was been pretty dominant in our culture for the past, like 1,000 years or something like that, is Western notation.
I did not know. I do not.
And you read Western notation as a flautist. You did.
I just didn't know what it was called.
Yeah. Western notation.
But you also that was about the 3rd grade though, Patrick. So then again, I don't remember what I was doing or what I was reading. The teacher said, play this instrument. And all I remember is somehow I got drafted to play the flute. Now my dad, he plays quite like almost every instrument. He plays the trumpet, he plays the flute, he plays the clarinet, he plays the violin, he plays so many different things, but I am not that gifted. That's why I'm always so curious about, is something just more natural or something more, it doesn't make it bad. Obviously if somebody learns or have private education, it's just, I just want to know how they came about their gifts. So let me just ask you this other question that's just in my head. Are you a gamer?
Yeah, a little bit, actually. A little bit. I have to curb myself because I get obsessed. But that was kind of one of the reasons why we made MuseFlow the way it was. We wanted to make it a game.
Right.
And we, and so we have badges and accuracy metrics and data visualizations and all this stuff. And so, it's very much like a game. We have levels instead of lessons,
Yes. You can tell it the gamer energy. I just got the gamer energy just by the word levels. Right. I got to go up another level. My son's a gamer, and he's 28. He goes to work, but when he gets home, all he does is play with his virtual friends on his games, and they always like, he's like, I made it to the next level, Mom, and I'm like, go, son. I don't know what that means.
You got it, son.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing, I maybe support it.
Exactly. I don't know, but he's in the house. He's not bothering anybody. And let's get back to, he went to work. So
he went to work. He's making a living. Yeah.
Yes. So if he wants to play games, he's not hurting anybody. I love it. But I could just tell the gamer energy, and your face lights up when you talk about MuseFlow and the different things it can do in the app and the levels. I'm like, is he over there playing a game in his head? Like, is this a big
Yeah.
game?
Yeah, I am. I mean, it is a game. MuseFlow is a game. Life is also a game, in my
That's
opinion.
true.
You know, there's no winners and losers. It's just like, okay, cool. Did you enjoy it? That's winning.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
So I don't know. I don't know what the outcome is. I don't even know what the game really even is, but I'm playing it.
And you're playing it well. I see you started a whole company with it. I mean, and that's beautiful. So how did you come up with the name MuseFlow?
First thing that came to mind, and we have
Mhm.
not found something that was better.
Mhm.
It's music,
Mhm.
muse, right?
Mhm.
It is also muse, as in the Greek gods, the muses, right? The
Mhm.
people that inspire you,
I
right?
love that.
And so we wanted to make that was cool, that was interesting to us. And then flow
Mhm.
state is a big
Mhm.
thing for us. Is always, how do you capture flow state and then give that to a user on repeat?
Mhm.
Games do that very, very well. They keep you in that pocket of just
Mhm.
a little bit outside of your comfort zone so that you're always there on the precipice of attention,
Mhm.
constantly engaged with what you're doing.
Mhm.
And that's flow state. And we wanted to incorporate flow state. And we think the way that music education is going to be utterly changed and revolutionized is through incorporating flow state and personalization
Mhm.
into music education. And so that was a big point for us, muse,
Mhm.
inspiring music,
Mhm.
flow state.
I like it. I think it's an excellent name. But from the technology perspective, how easy or how difficult or how challenging was it to take what people, I'm assuming again, that's why I ask questions because this is not really my area of expertise, but sheet music is what they
Mhm.
typically call it, in music, and turn it into an app or turn it into technology.
Well, we can give you a nearly infinite amount of sheet music at a very specific level, and we can teach you how to read sheet music first and foremost
Okay.
in 7 minutes.
In
So,
7 minutes?
yeah, we have an intro level that is teaching you, here's a piano. This is
Okay.
what it looks like. Play this note in the middle here. Great
Mhm.
job. That one's called middle C. And then we
Okay.
expand from there, right? We show you what that looks like on screen on sheet music. We
Mhm.
explain what sheet music is.
Mhm.
And then we say, great, play that note first outside of rhythm. So we just
Mhm.
play it, great, play it, great, play it, great, play it, great. And then we get you into a rhythm.
Mhm.
And then you have to play it in time with the metronome, right? And then if you don't get it correct, we'll
Mhm.
have you do it again. If you don't get it correct, we'll have you do it again. And then you get it correct. Lo and behold, you do. And
Okay.
then great, we move on to duration.
Mhm.
Now, that's holding a note down for a certain amount of time. All
Mhm.
right. We tell you what the core rudiments of that are. We have a whole note, which is 4 beats. We have a
Mhm.
half note, which is 2, and a quarter, which is 3, which is
Mhm.
1. What am I talking about? It's 1. And so we teach you all of those. We teach you, okay, great, play this duration, play this duration, play this duration. Great, put them in context of a beat.
Mhm.
And let's go. Do, do, do. And you playing just one note back and
Mhm.
forth with your left and right hand. Great. Get you right on into the first level at that point. You have one note and 3 rhythms. And we get you playing in flow right then and there. And then we add another note in the next
Mhm.
level. We had another note in the next level. We had another rhythm in the next level. We changed the time signature in the next level.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we slowly but surely break you out from middle C. We slowly extend the
Mhm.
notes and the rhythms and the context of what you can. And then and then after you pass a level, songs get
Mhm.
unlocked after that. Because then you've already learned the core rudiment outside of the context of songs.
Mhm.
Then let's put it in context of an actual song, right?
I
It's
love
all with it's always sheet music though. It's always sheet music.
I love it. That's that gamer. Gamers unlock things.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Right.
You're reminded this. I mean, and it's not because of how old it was, but it's the energy for me of Super Mario Brothers.
I
You
love
know what
that.
I mean? That first game, and you couldn't get to the next level. Nothing else was going to be unlocked until you figured out what you were missing in that first level.
Yeah.
And I know it's come a long way, but we're used to games now. We have games, we play games. But back in my day, to play Super Mario Brothers and to actually, oh my God, we can play this game. So this is new, it's revolutionary. So I love that it has levels. I love that things can be unlocked. But one of the questions that I have is, how difficult was it for you? Because sometimes when we do something, right, even I teach tarot classes. And sometimes when people ask me questions, I'm surprised because I'm a third generation reader. I've been doing it for so
Mm,
long that sometimes it's difficult for me to break down all the different steps of the things that I do, what I need to include, what I need to
right.
teach. So for
Totally.
someone who spent a lifetime since you were 8 years old playing, what was the process of breaking down everything into all the different categories that you mentioned?
The curriculum itself was
Mhm.
mainly created by my co-founder, Steven. He's the
Okay.
music teacher. All right.
Okay.
I'm the music performer. I know what feels right and
Hmm.
know how to play that.
Hmm.
I'm not a teacher. I'm more of a
Okay.
coach, is the way that I
Okay.
think about it. And so, yes, MuseFlow teaches you how to play piano, but it mostly is just a coach, right? And so
Hmm.
that's where I kind of came into play. The
Okay.
user experience of the app was very important to me, and making sure we keep it flow, you
Okay.
know, but the curriculum itself was Steven. He was the one, and I think, well, him and I worked on it together. We he gave a great blueprint of like, here's how we can kind of think about skill acquisition
Okay.
in terms of a pedagogy for sight reading in a piano lesson, right? And he's
Hmm.
like, okay, here's all the different levels of what we can do. And we followed a bunch of other books out
Hmm.
there. There's the Thompson method, there's the Alberts books. So like there's a bunch of other books that do have already standardized pedagogy
Okay.
for piano. Some of it though didn't really work for sight reading,
Hmm.
because we're giving you music that you've never seen before.
Right.
There are some things that we're not going to teach you until much later that these
Okay.
other books actually taught right away,
Okay.
um, or vice versa. You
Hmm.
know, there's some things that we're teaching very early on that these books don't even touch for like 3 or 4 different books down the line, and we're doing it in Unit 1, Level 4, right?
Okay.
So you're like, okay, wow. So we took a lot of inspiration from already established pedagogy, but then
Okay.
we also really let our methodology, sight reading, flow state, gamification, influence
Mhm.
our adjustments on those
Mhm.
established pedagogies.
Okay. So is this more like a game in the way where a game you just play it? So if you win the game, even though we're not winning here, but if you win the game or play the game, you play until I guess you get the princess. I don't know. Or
Right.
is this taught more like a course where you do it in 8 weeks or 12 weeks, or is it a set determined timeline for you to do this?
No, this is a lot of our early adopters. We have
Mhm.
60 people that are currently using MuseFlow and paying a subscription.
Okay.
And we are a great marker just recently happened for us.
Okay.
We now can pay for all of our overhead now from
Oh,
subscription based.
congratulations.
So
Congratulations.
so like
Okay.
server costs
Hmm.
and all of the other subscriptions that we have as a business,
Hmm.
we now are covered
Okay.
with subscribers, right?
Okay.
Um, Next step, of course, is going to be getting a bunch more money from investors and then
Mhm.
scaling this thing,
Okay.
adding other courses, adding other instruments, all that stuff, right?
Hmm.
This is mainly right now, a lot of our early adopters are self-learners.
Okay.
They're people that want to, it totally runs the gambit.
Hmm.
We've got kids that are 8 years old that are using this with their teachers
Okay.
as an ancillary or an extra added on part of the curriculum that the teacher's using. So we have
Okay.
contracts and referral, situations with teachers,
Hmm.
and or the student found it or the parent found MuseFlow
Hmm.
and wanted their kid to try it, and they turned out they loved it. And
Hmm.
so now they're using it just on their own or they're using it with their teachers.
Hmm.
We have people that are mid-career, that
Hmm.
are software engineers or pastors that want to
Hmm.
learn how to play piano. Like they just use it on their as a hobby.
Hmm.
They're self-learners. They
Hmm.
want to teach themselves things and grow and learn.
Hmm.
We also have people that are mid-career, like even farther down the road, that are very well-established career people that just need something to kind of help clear their brain after a long day of work.
Hmm.
And so they use MuseFlow as that bridge between work and being at home with their family. It
Mm,
gets them in the present. It slows down their heart rate. It
mm,
gets them calm and situated in the present,
mhm,
so that they can actually go and be with their family. They're not bringing work home. So
mm,
MuseFlow is kind of that bridge for them. And then we
mm,
also have people that are retired, that are
mm.
just enjoying the hobby of learning how to play an instrument. And
Okay.
here they found MuseFlow and they're subscribed. Yeah.
But is there any type of like completion? Like you're done. It sounds to me, if I'm hearing you correctly, that this is more, and I like if that's the direction that you're going in, this is more something that you can continue to play. You can continue on an ongoing basis. You can continue to use it. Even some type of language apps, they only take these lessons and then you're done, you're complete. This can go on and on and on for however long you decide or choose to use it, if I'm understanding you correctly.
We have 27 levels right now.
Okay.
That is our unit 1.
Okay.
And then so we're in the middle of developing unit 2 right now.
Okay.
We're generating all the phrases for unit 2, and then me and Steven are going on through and culling through them and picking all the ones that actually make sense musically or sound good, throwing
Mhm,
away the ones that don't sound good. And
mhm,
then we're doing that over and over and over for the processes for all the levels that we've created already,
mhm,
pedagogically speaking.
mhm,
Then and so we're doing that. We're about halfway through unit 2 right now.
mhm,
That'll come out within the next 6 months, I'd say, unit 2 for piano.
mhm,
Um, and so, yeah, it is finite. Currently, we have
mhm,
103 songs in the repertoire library and
mhm.
27 levels of the sight reading trainer.
That's a
But later down the road, the goal is to create the program so it's adaptive to whatever level you choose.
mhm,
We're creating algorithms and machine learning algorithms right now, um, that are able to adjust
mhm,
dynamically the complexity of the music based
mhm,
on how you're playing. So
mhm,
it'll register if you're at 95% and it's increasing the complexity and it's continuing on going, and it's just going to keep on increasing the complexity for you until we hit that threshold of
mhm.
you hovering right around 85% accuracy.
Okay.
Or you can dial in whatever accuracy you want that threshold to be. So
Okay.
we're making this as personalized as possible. But
Mhm,
right now it is 27 levels, 103 songs. Unit 2 for piano is coming out in 6 months. So, but we have people that are continuing on going, and we also have people that have played level 27 and they've
mhm,
completed it
mhm.
and they still have a subscription. And I've emailed them and I'm like, why? What are you
Go
doing?
away.
Go away. You've completed MuseFlow. What are you
We're
doing?
done. We broke up.
And I've asked
Right.
them, I asked them and I was like, what's going on? And they're like, well, I use free play. I don't use the curriculum itself. I let level 27 just go. I just play it for 30, 40 minutes a day. And it's a very great exercise for me to just continue to play use it as the bridge. One of them in particular uses it very distinctly as a bridge between work life and then
Mhm,
home life.
mhm,
And him just playing level 27 for 40 minutes a day at a very high tempo,
mhm.
like 120 beats per minute, where our threshold for you to be able to complete level 27 is 72 beats per minute.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
And so he's playing it at crazy high tempos
Right.
and he loves it. Like you can increase the complexity by increasing the tempo. And
Mhm.
so he's always kind of challenging himself just a little bit still.
Okay. Would it have the ability to say, I know you said it has 103 songs, so I get that, and we're expanding and we're growing. But what if someone had a favorite song and they wanted to play that song? Would you be able to take the music from that song and then teach them how to play it?
So yeah, we're building that data pathway right now, actually.
Okay.
That's actually really cool.
Okay.
I love that you're suggesting it because we're literally in the middle of building that. It is what we call user uploaded music,
Okay.
and that'll be user specific.
Hmm.
And they can upload what is called music XML, which is
Okay.
a language that has been created that translates notation, which is
Hmm.
sheet music,
Right.
Western notation, translates that into a language that computers can read and then
Mhm.
render it on your screen. Okay.
Okay.
So it's all
Right.
digital, right? Um, so we're creating the bridge between a user uploading a music XML piece and then us being able to render it, and then the user being able to use the tools that we have in our repertoire library, the song library, to be able to learn that song themselves.
Okay.
So yeah, we're in the middle of actually building that out, which is just so cool that you just
I told you this. I'm intuitive. I keep telling you, Patrick. I feel it.
amazing.
I feel it in my spirit. No, but I love that, and I always like to customize things. Like this is what I want to play, and the more users who upload things, the more songs you have in your database, right? Because one of the things that I love to do is I'm a karaoke girl. Like I love karaoke, and to me, there's nothing worse in the world than going to. I went to a karaoke place one time and I almost hurt the owner's feelings. I know you don't believe that, Patrick, because I'm such a nice lady.
You're such a nice lady.
Nice lady. But they had literally at their karaoke place, we went for one of my friend's birthday, like in their little karaoke book, it had 20 songs. It was like a folder, and it had these those holders that you put pieces of paper in. So they had that and it was like 20 songs.
That is it.
Right. And I was like, okay, you don't even have Whitney in here. I am aghast that how can you call yourself a karaoke place with no Whitney? Like that's
come on.
Yes, that's
do you not want to dance with somebody?
Exactly. Talk to me. You know what I mean? And if somebody loves you, won't they always love you? Come on now. Come on. I was like, I am aghast. Like I get like if I get uncomfortable, I'm like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here anymore. Like they have no Patty, no Anita, no nothing. I was like, so I always want, if you're gonna have a good experience, and I have a very eclectic taste. On 4th of July, I put on my Lee Greenwood, Proud to Be American. Like I have range, but
wow,
20, I was hurt.
Yeah, so, that's not a good karaoke bar.
Right.
That's not a good karaoke service. You have 20 freaking songs. Come on.
Right.
It's called karaoke.
Right.
What are we doing here?
I had to whip out my phone and find something that I wanted on my phone. That was horrible. You're making me having flashbacks to that incident. But back to you in your world, Patrick.
No, I love this. Let's keep talking about you. Come on. You love karaoke?
I love karaoke.
What's your go-to?
My go-to song? Literally Whitney Houston. What is it? If Somebody Loves You. What's the name of that song?
If Somebody Loved You. Yeah.
Won't They Always Love You?
Right.
No, that's Where Do Broken Hearts Go?
Is that the name of it? I don't think I know it. I know the song.
Right. Where Do Broken Hearts Go? Because that's what it says. If somebody loves you, won't they always love you?
Right.
Love that. I love some Betty Wright. Betty Wright. Excuse me. Yes, Betty Wright will take you through a divorce. Okay, you Patrick, don't get me talking in here. You know what I mean? Betty Wright and No Pain, No Gain. Because not only do I enjoy to sing, I enjoy karaoke because it just allows you to just let it all out and have some fun. And you can't do karaoke sober. So you have to just, it's like that's blasphemy. You know what I mean? Patrick, you learning too much.
I love it. Let's keep it going. Come on. Do you want me to read your tarot?
Yes, I do. You got some cards over there? No, I didn't think so. No. I'm thinking what Aretha, Respect.
Fantastic. That's a good one. RESPCT.
That you have to, that's you put that on when people try to play with you. Let me gotta respect. So I love that, and I love old movies and different things like that. So I always tell people now, even if you go to my social media, my banner says I'm on a mission from God, Sharifa Hardy, and that's directly from the Blues Brothers. Where they had RESPECT. So yes, I love music. When I read, I don't know if it would come up in your cards, but a lot of songs will come up and represent cards for me. So I don't know if they come up. So I'll just give you for instance, the Nine of Swords.
Okay.
Right? Are you familiar with the Nine of Swords? Are you familiar with any of the cards?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So then I don't have to do too much reading in your reading. I'll just be like, Patrick, what that mean? Anyway, so
well, I think I'll need a little bit of context.
A little bit.
I've heard. I mean, I've seen the Nine of Swords. I don't
Okay.
know what it necessarily means, though.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna just make up something and tell you that's what it means.
Yeah, perfect. Great.
But the Nine of Swords is about fear and anxiety. It's about having sleepless nights, right? So Mariah Carey had a song, and the lyrics to that song, and I forgot the name of that song, but she says, I know you think my love is slipping away, but baby, it's all in your mind. So that's what the Nine of Swords represents to me, is that somebody who's afraid of something. They have fears, but all of their fears literally are all in their mind. They're not real. They're not what's happening right now. And so even when I teach, I always tell people, you have to tap into a feeling. You have to tap into an emotion, because just like music, I'm sure you do, when you're playing, I can tell you beyond a shadow of a doubt, if you are worth your weight in salt, Patrick, when you play music, it comes from some emotion.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Absolutely. Music is the language of emotion.
Yes. I love that. Yes. It'll make you laugh. It'll make you cry. It'll make you miss someone. It'll make you take an action. So, Patrick, people, they made me cry today. Today is my crying day. You making me cry for joy. But I had someone on the show today, earlier. He was telling us this beautiful love story about how this lady reached out to him, and she wanted to let him know that she had a crush on him in high school, and she found him and sent him an email. And he was like, I had a crush on you in high school. And then they reconnected, and then they bonded, and they went to Europe, and they did all this stuff. And he was like, and then she died.
Oh,
I'm like,
just whipping that out. Seriously. Wow.
Yes. That's what happened. It almost brought me to tears. I'm like, I guess today's an emotional day. I'm like, that is not how that story was supposed to go. I'm waiting for the marriage announcement, and we live happily ever after.
Yeah.
No. All I need is theme music, for some of these experiences.
Yeah, there's some incredible movie themes out there. Yeah.
Yes. But I like your energy. I like that you're positive. So I'm gonna ask one final question before I get to the reading. But when you talk about the different levels and going, do you what's the word I think of? Are you speaking and guiding them, or are they reading the words?
So we teach you the concept that you're going to be practicing within the sight reading trainer. We teach you that through an interactive lesson that happens. It's an interactive video that happens before the sight reading trainer. So level 15 of unit 1 is all about rests. We actually introduce rests for the first time in level 15. So the interactive tutorial talks about the differences between the types of rests, and then immediately gets you to experience them, right? Music is the combination of sound in harmony or dissonance with itself and silence. Okay. That is what music is. And so we teach you the concept of silence in music. We teach you what those look like notation wise: a quarter rest, a half rest, a dotted half rest, a dotted quarter rest, a whole rest, all those. And then we get you immediately to apply it. We call this just-in-time learning. Okay. Just in time, right? We teach you the concept, and then you immediately apply it in this interactive tutorial. Okay. And then you get on into the lesson itself, the level, right? You get into the level itself, and then you actually start to play, and it's gamify, and you have to get 95% accuracy over the course of 4 phrases in a row at the goal tempo to be able to pass that level. Boom, done. So we do teach you the concepts beforehand through this interactive video, this interactive tutorial. Yeah.
No, I like your voice. You got that motivational speaker kind of voice, so I want to be playing the game, and then all of a sudden I get to 100%. And then Patrick's like, good job, Sharifa. Like, that's what I want. I want some, I need
Good job,
some,
Sharifa.
thank you. See, you got to hold that to after I do my reading. But then I thought of another song that comes to me, and that's my sun card, right? And, you know, the sun is a beautiful sign in the tarot deck. Is a sign of new life. It's a sign of hope. But for me, it's also my little orphan Annie card. You know, because what was the song that she sang? The sun will come up tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that's a perfect example. So but you tap into that hope, that oh my God. And I love to point out in the sun card that not only did her life change, she didn't go from a 1-bedroom to a 2-bedroom. She didn't go from an apartment to a house. She literally went from an orphanage to a mansion. You know, so when the sun shines on you, it's a complete change. And then, you know, you just tap into that song, and the energy of the sun will come up tomorrow, and her hope. And so I love equating movies, and well, we're just gonna see, because I'm just yipping and yapping today. Patrick got me talking.
Great. Let's see.
They looking for you, Patrick.
I'm just gonna open the door a little bit to get some air in here. There we go. All right, great. Let's do it.
Okay, so I've been shuffling the cards as we talk. When I shuffle the cards, it does 3 things. Number 1, that's my sign to spirit that I'm ready and I'm getting ready to do a reading. Number 2, that clears the energy from any past reading that I've done before. And number 3, it allows me to just kind of concentrate and focus on you, tap into your energy. Okay, so now that we got them shuffled, I'm going to select the first card, and the first card is always your main theme, your main issue, the theme that's running through your life overall. And Patrick, that is the 2 of Wands.
Tell me about it. Tell me about that.
Patrick, you got to read it. It's a do-it-yourself reading.
Oh, what is this?
The 2 of Wands.
2 of Wands. What about it?
You
want me to look it up? Like, what do you want me to do?
Google it and then get back to me, Patrick. Yeah. You know all this stuff. You like a genius.
I don't. No, I do not know all this
stuff. I'm teasing, Patrick. The 2 of Wands is my initiative card. It says that the main thing is to take initiative, step out there on faith, right? Because the 2 is a minor arcana card. There's major arcana cards, there are minor arcana cards. Arcana means mysteries and the secrets of life, right? Because tarot is called the Fool's Journey. The reason it's called the Fool's Journey is there's an expression that says God protects fools and infants. And those are the only 2 people on earth that don't think they know it all, right? Everybody else does. So you have to be open like the fool. So major arcana cards are major life changes. These are things that change the course of history, your divorces, your marriages, that kind of stuff. Whereas minor arcana cards are things that affect you on a daily basis. So since you got a 2 of Wands, Wands being creative, it's a minor lesson that you're going through right now. But what the 2 of Wands says, and on this, the minor arcana is like a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being completion. So if you're at a 2, you can see how far you got to go in this lesson to get to completion. It means that there are challenges ahead. So the 2 of Wands, meaning initiative, is that you got to get started. You got to make it happen. You got to step out on faith and do what you have to do. Okay.
Cool.
So your next card is the 10 of Cups. So the 10 of Cups is my fulfillment card. So with that next step, with that step that you take is fulfillment. That's the happily ever after card, but it's a level of completion within a cycle or period of your life. It's still a minor arcana. And then 10 is numerically comes down to a 1, because after you complete any cycle, you have to begin again. You have to start over and start anew. So this takes you, this initiative, this step, next step that you take, takes you into a different period of your life, because the next card that you have is the Page of Swords. The Page of Swords. So in the days of kings, the king always had pages. Pages were more like interns. They were young people who were there to deliver the messages for the king. So swords mean ideas or information. So this means that you will receive some news or some message. So in this next step of your life that you're taking, you need more information. And that, am I boring you, Patrick?
No. I think it's the fact that I don't have a lot of oxygen in this place.
Patrick,
I don't know.
don't pass out. Because
We'll
I'm gonna
see.
tell you, if you pass out, Patrick, I'm sharing this whole show. I'm like, oh my God, you got passed out on my show. You know what I mean? People love dramatic stuff. Get some air. I'm almost finished. Let me hurry up because
No, take your time. Take your time. I want to hear it. I want to hear this.
Patrick is fading fast.
No, I'm
Okay,
good. I'm
so
good. Sharifa, I'm good. I'm good. No, keep going. Keep going. We're all good.
you got jokes. You got jokes. I'm like, you are an actor. I love it. Okay. So you need some news on this journey, news about where to go, what step to take, because the next card that you have is the Hangman. And the Hangman is a major arcana card. It's a major life lesson in the journey that you learn. And that is to hang out, chill out, look at things from a different perspective.
Chill out.
That's
Yeah.
what it says.
Great. I love it.
It says sometimes you got to look at something from a different perspective, look at it a different way.
Oh, the Hangman. Okay. Yeah.
Yes, that's what it says.
That's cool.
Yes. So the next card that you have is the Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups is really beautiful. The Queen of Cups is very maternal. She's that person that everybody goes to. You know what I mean? I always think of her as Big Mama. You know what I mean? Who every family, whatever, always have that one person that they can go to. Like she'll give you a hug, but she'll also give you a stern, talking to you if she has to. Right.
The matriarch, right.
Yes, she is the matriarch energy. And whatever she tells you, she's saying it from love. So this is about incorporating that inner energy and becoming like her, because you got some queens. And that's the Queen of Wands.
All right.
And the Queen of Wands is more about career. This is the leadership aspect of it, right? So these are either strong women, positive women around you, or some aspect of yourself that has to be developed. But it's really about leadership, leadership. It's not about man or woman. It's just about that aspect of yourself, because the next one that you have is the Hierophant. Okay. And this speaks to finding your own truth. What's true for you? What works for you? You know what I mean? And so often, especially when we're younger, we live our lives based on what other people want for us, what other people think that we should do. And this speaks to you finding your voice and your truth in the middle of everything that you're doing. Okay. And then here we go. Didn't you get a 10? Yes, the 10 of Cups. But this is one of my most favorite. It's the 10 of Pentacles, right? And the 10 of Pentacles is beautiful because the 10 of Pentacles is my generational wealth card. It's the legacy card, right? Because in the 9 of Pentacles, she has enough. She already has enough. She has enough for her. But in the 10 of Pentacles, she has more than enough. She has more than enough to share. She has more than enough to give. In the 10 of Pentacles, it's a family. It's even a little dog who's there, right? So again, you're going through cycles of completion, but every time you complete a cycle, you begin again. You start over. You take the initiative. So it's interesting to me that you have the 2 of Wands, which is initiative as your first card, and then you have other cards that are saying you completed that cycle. You completed that cycle. And okay, now that you completed that cycle, what do you do now? Where do you go now? What's the next step, right? And then you got all the queens that say, I know what to do.
Cool.
Who, Patrick? The next card that you have is the Devil. And I don't get the Devil that often, but the Devil is not a bad card. There aren't any bad cards. Whenever I see the Devil, to me, that's always about excess. It's about overindulgence. It's about, doing sometimes, as they say, too much. You know what I mean? Instead of basically just enough. But there's an expression that I've heard and I use where they say, the devil only calls. It's up to them to answer. Right?
Oh, yeah. Love it.
So this is not about force or you having to do something or you're chained, because one of my pet peeves is not that people say it a lot, but like people who, the devil made me do it. No, that was you.
That was you. That was you. Yep.
Yes.
The devil may have told you to do it, but you decided to.
Excellent. 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 Exactly. So I do 10 cards and I've done 9, and I always give the main issue, which is your main theme. And then everything else is a part of that journey. But the 10th card is always the final outcome. At the end of the day, Shree, for you to set all this, what is it that Patrick needs to know? And that is funny. I'm so funny. It's the 9 of Swords.
Oh, wow.
It's the 9 of Swords. I should have just waited to tell you what the 9 of Swords means to me. It means that it's all in your mind. So any fears, any anxiety, any sleepless nights, any loss, it's all in your mind. It's needless worry. Now, again, because it's 9, the 9 has gone through its challenges. That is for real. There has been some sorrow. There has been some loss. There has been some arguments. There has been some conflict. There have been some tears. There has been some hard days in the past, right? But that's not where you are right now. That's not going to happen right now. That loss, that pain is not in your peripheral at all right now. So any worries of, oh, you know what I mean? I always talk about people like myself, who I lost everything before. And so sometimes I'm like overcautious to where I'm like, I never want to go down that road again. That's never going to happen to me again. Okay. Yeah, we don't want it to happen again. Nobody wants that to happen at all. But you have to let go and just allow for things to happen and not worry about what's going on now because things have happened in the past.
Cool.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that's great. Interesting. I don't know. What am I to do now? Am I supposed to share with you what I think the interpretation is?
Well, first I asked my 2 questions. I asked, does that resonate with you?
Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, to an extent. I think that I'm curious what the I mean, I can create a story 100%, and it's definitely something that I'm like working on,
Okay.
you know? Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any questions for me?
No. Great job, Sharifa.
I knew that was coming. I didn't know when, but I knew that was coming.
Miss Hardy, you did a great job.
Thank you, Patrick. I appreciate it. Now, this is the time where you share about the reading, anything that you would like to share. If you don't want to share, you don't have to share. But if you had any thoughts, this would be the time.
It's interesting. It's interesting that all those queens came on up. I don't think of myself as hyper masculine in any possible way. I think I'm a well balance between feminine and masculine, maybe even a little bit more feminine than most men. I'm very emotional. I'm very sensitive, but I am also able to compartmentalize. And so it's a weird sort of balance that I have between my masculine and feminine. It is kind of why I've thought about gender as a spectrum and how I find the pronouns to be an interesting example of this. And I consider myself to be whatever he, they may be, just a little leaning towards more feminine, right? And I'm trying to explore that more. I'm trying to experience that more. I'm trying to put it into my body, my hairstyle, my clothes, my expression. I think my expression's already there. Like I'm very authentic, and I try to be at least, and I don't mask much in any sort of situation, right? But one thing that I really want to bring to MuseFlow is this very feminine touch, this very just female-led, female-driven, female-designed sort of company vision and the product vision as well, right? It's a very sensitive concept, and it, to revolutionize an institution that is marred in tradition for the past 2,000 years it's a task, right? It is totally a task that takes that masculine energy to like, we're gonna beat it down and we're gonna change the industry, like very. I don't know. It doesn't have to be forceful though, right? Let's do it from the inside out. Let's do it carefully and practically. And let's care about our users' emotions and our users' experiences above all else, right?
Mhm.
And so I'm definitely the one to bring that sort of energy into MuseFlow.
Mhm.
And I want to explore that more. And I want to bring more women into the company, more
Mhm.
differing perspectives into the company, because I believe diversity makes us stronger.
Mhm.
And so I want more of the female energy in MuseFlow. And I wonder if I'm ever going to be able to do that. I hope to God I am. You
Mhm.
know, I'm one of the leaders of this company. And so that is a goal of mine,
Mhm.
to include more of the female voices.
Mhm.
Anyway, I find that interesting. That like that sort of is a goal of mine for
Mhm.
sure.
Mhm.
And a lot of these powerful queens came on up in this
Mhm.
reading, and that was on the turn too. That was on the latter half of it as
Right.
well.
Right.
And
I think
so,
that's beautiful. I think it's really beautiful that you actually even keyed into that, right? Because it's not even one of the things that I mentioned. And whenever I see a queen, it's funny that you even acknowledge that, and that was confirmation. Because especially if I'm doing a reading for a man, a woman, yeah, we get, but if I'm doing a reading for a man and I get queens, I always tell them the same thing: is that energy is just energy. Energy has yin and it has yang and it has balance, right? So you have the masculine energy and you have the feminine energy. We're not talking about the sexes, we're talking about energy, right?
energy.
And
Yes.
so, what in my experience, masculine energy usually, typically, and I am generalizing here, does things through brute force. I'm
Right.
going to make it happen. I'm going to
Right.
force it to happen. If you don't do this, I'm gonna kill you. That's that it do or die energy. Feminine energy is more of a gentle energy. It's more of a persuasive energy.
Mm.
And it's usually a much gentler energy. A lot of people, even when you learn how to drive, when dad teaches you how to drive, is a different experience than when mom teaches you how to drive, right?
Totally.
So a lot of times our mother is always our first teacher. When you first learn how to walk, when you first learn how to feed yourself, and she's usually a lot more gentle with you. And I think especially when you create something like MuseFlow, many of these people might not have absolutely any experience, right? So you don't want something where it's like, hey, stupid, not that all men are like that, but you messed up. You want that, oh, you know what I mean, good try. That's what I said, add it. We
Yeah.
need that, you know let's try it again.
That's what
you
we
know
do. That's exactly what we say. Yeah.
yes. See, that's wonderful. So I love that you picked up on the energy of the archetype of the queens. And the queen is very maternal. I mean, that's really her thing, and she's very maternal, and this is your baby. So I
Hmm.
love the fact that you are raising your baby gently and you're not spanking
No, no.
it.
100% taking care of the idea and the product and the people.
Yes.
That is absolutely my goal
Hmm.
and role in MuseFlow. Hey,
Hmm.
you got everything you need? Can I do anything for you?
Yes.
That's always what I say to my teammates.
Yes.
And yeah, I consider myself to be the mother in a way of
Yes, but
MuseFlow. Yeah.
mom always takes care of you,
Yeah.
and one of the things that like really good mothers do, they anticipate your needs. You already
Right.
know they're going to want breakfast. You already know you got to do the laundry. You already know, you know what I mean? And so you anticipate the needs of people before they can even, think about it. Was there anything else that you wanted to share or that stood out to you?
No, I think that's it. That's really, really cool. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. I hope it was helpful. Now, we are coming down to the last few minutes of the show. And what I love to do at the end of every show is just simply allow my guests the opportunity to speak directly to the audience, to everyone who is watching this show live, as well as everyone who is watching it in the archives, and let them know what you want them to take away from your appearance here today.
Oh gosh. Main stage. I hope that you can see that there kind of there's a new way to learn an instrument. And it doesn't have to be this brute force sort of way, right? It doesn't have to be learning it by rote. It can be this flow, it can be gentle, it can be on your own terms. And if you're interested in a situation like that, an experience like that, come on over. We'd love to have you. Shoot me an email, give me a call. I'm always around. You can go to museflow.ai. That's the domain, www.museflow.ai, and email the info at museflow.ai, and we will gladly, I'll gladly respond to you. I'm the one that fields those emails. So I'm here for it. I'm looking forward to hearing what you think, and I hope that you also agree that men can have female qualities and females can have male qualities. I know so many women that are incredibly headstrong and so many men that are gentle, so it's kind of all over the place. And I love that about humanity. It's not black or white. If that's anything to say, then there you go.
I love it. I think it was beautiful. I love your energy. I know you're going to be successful. You got that 10 of Pentacles, that legacy, but just, find what works for you, and that'll and take the initiative that will lead you a long way. Now, Patrick, I do want to thank you for being today's guest on Read Me Live. I also want to thank everyone who tuned in to watch the show live, as well as everyone who is watching in the archives. I definitely appreciate your support. And if you want to be sitting right there where Patrick is and have your own reading, visit my website at readmelive.com. Until next time, everyone, have a safe